this thing giving real trouble, man. Sometimes this giving real trouble, I find. Right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's a good help, it's a good aid. Like we could have class going on while we in isolation. So right now we be looking at the valve stem and the different type of valve stem, right? All you know what is a valve stem? Anybody at all think they don't know what is the valve stem? Right. So the author is saying the valve stem is the part of the valve top work. It is the connecting component between the valve actuator and the disc. It's the piece that will connect the handle or the operating mechanism to the valve disc. Valve stem may be found in all valve types with the exception of check valve, right? So valve stem may be found in all valve types with the exception of the check valve. So we're looking at the different type of stem you might come across, right? So the telling you here that, back up a little. This is a rising stem with an outside screw and yoke. So the key thing you give away itself here, when this valve is operated, is the stem, which is the stem piece, right? If you look, the stem piece connecting the disc, right? And then you have the packing onto it around the stem also, right? Then you have the screw piece will going through the hand wheel. So by the time when you're operating this valve, opening and closing, is the stem will going up and down. It's a rising stem with outside screw and yoke, right? And look here, they have a non-rising wheel handle, meaning the wheel not rising, it's just the stem, right? Rising stem with outside screw and yoke, O, S, and Y, outside screw and yoke, right? With a rising stem. The rising stem is used with an outside screw and yoke gate valve. The force required to draw the disc of the seat is applied by a hand wheel that rotates a stationary nut to turn the stem and the attached disc. The thread of these type of valve stem are not exposed to the fluid. So the stem is not in contact with the fluid. There is no chance of erosion, corrosion, or gumming of the thread due to the processed fluid. Meaning that now they could have little, what I mean, they could have external thing acting on the stem, but internal wise, the fluid wouldn't be able to gum it, it wouldn't be able to erode it or corrode it, right? Threads can be easily cleaned and lubricated when the valve is fully open, because when this valve is fully open now, this stem coming up in the air. So anything you want to do with the thread in terms of cleaning it, you could do that when the valve is fully open, right? If you look good in the body of the valve, this occupy the whole space. So no liquid whatsoever coming in contact with the stem of this valve. The mechanism that can cause the valve stem to move, or that causes the valve stem to move in the valve, is referred to as the operator. Valve operator is referred to as a non-rising hand wheel, right? Then you have a next one here. But this one, rising stem with rising hand wheel, right? The next gate valve they're showing you here. But it's a rising stem with rising hand wheel. That means when you open and close this valve, the stem and the hand wheel will be extending up or going down into the valve, into the body of the valve, right? Rising stem with rising hand wheel. These stem have a hand wheel attached to the upper end of the valve stem. The stem rotates as the hand wheel is turned, causing the stem to run up and down through the threaded portion of the bonnet. The stem and the wheel rise together to open the valve. The threaded portion of the stem is in contact with the process fluid. Right? So with this one, the threaded portion of the stem, they tell you it will be in contact with the process fluid. Right? From the time it started open, liquid coming out full all this piece here, all this portion. So part of the thread, not all the thread, part of the thread will be in contact with the process fluid. Yes? Talk to me.
Are controlling the flow then?
Yeah, the stem and the hand will always control the flow. That the use of the stem, right? Now the disc is what blocking off the flow. But the stem which is attached to the hand wheel is that what causing the disc to go up and down. Remember, this is manual valve, right? Meaning you have to open it and close it. So the stem are really working to push this, to carry the disc up and down. But with this one, the stem and the hand wheel rising. With the first one, only the stem going up and down. This hand wheel not moving from that position. Right? When you open and close, this causes it have a mechanism what causing this to run through the hand wheel. Right? The hand wheel not moving in this one. I mean, not changing the position. It will be able to turn, but it's really the stem going up and down with this side. Right? But with the rising stem and rising wheel both moving. Then you have non-rising stem with inside screw. Right? Non-rising stem with inside screw. And so they tell you a non-rising wheel handle. Right? So in this one, the non-rising wheel handle is operating by non-rising stem with inside screw. They say the valve stem rotates with the hand wheel. So the stem and the hand wheel rotating, but has no linear travel. Meaning the stem and the hand wheel not going up and down. Right? The stem and the hand wheel not going up and down. The smooth part of the valve stem is sealed by the packing and is protected from exposure to the ambient condition. Right? The threaded portion of the stem is exposed to the process fluid. The disc has a hole drilled through to allow the disc to rise up into the threaded portion of the valve stem. So let me go back to the picture. So what's going on with this one? When you're screwing it, the hand wheel and the stem stay in one place. But the disc now, how the disc design, the disc climbing, because the disc have a hole through it, and the disc itself climbing up onto the threaded portion. So the disc alone moving inside this one. The hand wheel and the stem, even though they're turning, they're not going up or down. It's the disc inside of the valve what going up and down. All you understand it? Any question?
Yes,
yeah, talk to me.
What sort of application are you using that for? Same thing.
This is a gate. This is a gate valve here. So they show 3 stem arrangement for the gate valve, right? Going over. The first one, the stem rising, right? The second one, the wheel and the stem rising. And this last one here is only the gate rising, right? So non-rising stem with inside screw. The inside screw is this portion on the disc, what causing the disc to rise or climb up onto the stem of the valve. Right? You see that? Now it's supposed to have a video how they really work, you know. But you know, you mightn't be able to run that because you're not hearing the explanation in the video. So this is globe we're talking. We come out from the gate now, and we're talking about the different stem with the globe valve now. So to tell you, this one is a inside screw rising stem globe valve, right? And we go see how this globe valve working here. These are used in the construction of small globe valve. The hand wheel and stem both rise when the valve is open. So with this one here now, the hand wheel and the stem rising. But they consider inside screw rising stem globe valve. Right? So when you operate this, the hand wheel and stem in this case will be rising. Right? Threads of these valves are exposed to the fluid. The stuffing box is milled or formed into the top of the bonnet to seal the stem against leakage. The configuration of the valve stem at the disc end will vary depending on the different type of disc and the different size of the valve, right? So with this inside screw rising stem globe valve, the stem and the hand wheel rising. Needle valve. The disc of the needle valve is often machined as part of the stem. So this on this make up one piece, if you look at it, right? So the stem and the disc is machined in one piece. Threads, everything cut on it, so it's a one piece something. So when you screw this, the disc coming out sit against the seat, but the stem and the disc is one piece, right? Then you have a stop check valve, right? And what the stop check valve do, it more or less combine a check valve action with a globe valve action, right? It's different from the regular globe valve. Now, let me just point out some of the difference because we mightn't hear it in the video. Whenever you operate this valve here, right, this portion, this piece at the stem was squeezing the disc. It's not attached directly to the disc, right? So once you move it away, the liquid will push up the disc, right? This you can say floating between some guides. It will lift the disc off of the seat, which will permit liquid to flow, right? But when you tighten down the handle, with the handle coming and do, it pushing down the disc, it's squeezing down the disc to sit down on the seat. But it's separated, not joined directly to the disc, like how the other, the regular globe valve will be joined to the disc, right? You just have a piece what forcing down the disc to rest. And once you slacken it or you open it, and it come off of the disc will be floating because the liquid will be pushing the disc in an upward position to allow the liquid to flow, right? So I tell you the stop check valve stem. A stop check valve is a combination of a lift check valve and a globe valve. It has a stem which, when closed, prevents the disc from coming off the seat and provide a tight seal similar to the globe valve. When the stem is operated to the open position, the valve operates as a lift check. The stem is not connected to the disc and function to close the valve tightly or to limit the travel of the valve disc in the open position, right? You have a stem arrangement to consider, a sliding gate a sliding valve stem. These are used with linear action pneumatic or hydraulic actuator on control valve, right? So this stem is used on the control valve. If you remember last week with the control valve video, right? Some of the control valve, they have a diaphragm action with pushing down a rod. The rod is the stem. And that will either open or close the valve in terms of globe valve, in terms of gate valve. So this rod attached to the disc, and depending on the air pressure will hit the diaphragm, will slide the rod up and down. So that's why they consider it a sliding valve stem, right? The stem configuration is the same as the outside screw, but has no thread section attached to the operator. The end of the valve stem is attached to the drive rod of the operator. It is actuated by the movement of the piston or diaphragm in the actuator. Right? The video you won't hear, but you might see certain things. So you have the actuator here. That is the diaphragm. So you have the plate that push against, and this is your rod. One pushing down and one pushing up. Right? So this video is just, well, you didn't hear what the man said, but he is just showing the two different attachments. One pushing on top, causing the diaphragm to push down on the spring, right? To open or close on once the air pressure come off, right? The spring pushing back up the diaphragm. The next one operating on the reverse. So what the next one doing? Once the air pressure on it, opening the valve. So the valve normally closed, right? One is the normally closed, one is normally open position. So with the one with normally closed now, once the air pressure on it, it's pushing up, diaphragm lifting the spring in, right? So once the pressure drop, the spring pushing it back in the closed position. And then in the open position, the air supply coming from on top and pushing down. Right? All you understand it? But it's really to show you how the rod sliding up and down. The videos show you how the rod sliding up and down to control the valve. So that's the sliding valve stem. Rotary valve stem. These are used with ball, plug, and butterfly valve. A 90-degree rotation will open or close the valve. Most ball valves use a valve stem that is not directly connected to the ball. Remember, I'll show you that. The stem have a little tongue and the ball have a groove. So the tongue fitting inside the groove of the ball. So it's not directly, most of them using one, were not directly connected to the ball. tapered plug valve. These valves have portion of the valve stem machined as part of the plug, right? The upper and lower portion of the plug are machined outside and seal area to act as the shaft. And here you have it. It machined as one, right? Yes, you have your little washer, your sealing gasket, right? And the top work to hold it on, right? But this machine has one piece with a hole through it, right? So when it rotates, it's either open or closed. Butterfly valve, right? You have your parts. Butterfly valve bodies varies in construction. The most economical is the wafer type that fit between two pipeline flange. Another type, the log wafer design, is held in place between two pipe flange by bolts that join the two flange as supposed to be it passes through the whole of the valve outer casing, right? Butterfly valve are available with conventional flange end for bolting of pipe flange and in a threaded end connection. So you have bolted end, you have threaded end, right? You have conventional, right? You have the conventional, which means, see this? You're using separate bolts then, right? So you go have bolts passing through just as you bolt up a regular valve. With this one now, what happened? They put a longer bolt. This one going between the flange, but you're using one bolt. Unlike this one, we're using separate bolts on both sides of the flange. This one using one bolt to go straight through, right? Well, this one didn't have no bolt. This one just going on sandwich between. So this is the wafer log type. This is the wafer, right? This one just sitting between the two flange, and you tighten them two flange together. This one, the bolt passing through the log piece, right? And this one, you're using separate bolts to hold it like the regular conventional valve. So butterfly valve. They have a gate mounted into the valve, onto the valve stem. The stem passes through the center of the disc and acts as a pivot. You see that, right? So the stem passing through the center, which pivoting this at 90 degrees, right? Right. The stem are set in, right, bushing to keep the disc center and reduce the effort required to open or close the valve. So you have certain bushing guiding it, holding it in place. O-rings are used to prevent leakage. The disc is secured with tapered pins. You go back to the picture. Right? So if you look, they have no sort of packing here, but you have an O-ring to prevent leakage. Right? So, class, minus the videos, this has brought us to the end of this section on the various parts of the valve trim, the valve stem, the seating arrangement, right? Any question at all on the parts? Talk to me. Any question before we dismiss? Ring the bell. No. So it was more or less clear. Sorry, some of the videos that gave better ideas. So you will hear how the man explaining how
Yeah,
to
for
control
real.
valve. But you can't really hear it. You could only see, well, I hope what you see give you a better idea, especially with the pinch valve, right?
Well, Mr. Kodo, you can send the well, let Mr. Solomon send the video link for me now, so we could
You can get the videos.
All right, all
But,
right.
like, all right, if you go and you type up pinch valve on YouTube, you probably get better videos than what I have.
All right,
Some
all
of
right.
my videos might be
Okay then,
over
thanks.
years. It could be a little outdated.
All right.
You could just type the operation of whatever valve you want to see.
All right.
You could type the different pieces of trim. You could type how to dismantle a valve and to show you step by step video how to dismantle the valve and assemble it. Right?
All right, yeah, thank you.
So it's there. Right? Because I send video and everything to Solomon, you know, but what's going on with it? When it's sent, they say the file too big. And he cannot open the video, only I can open the video. So his video is just like a blank, spot. So he cannot send a video for you anyhow.
Alright.
Right? But you could go and download it. Right? So we look at valve stem, we look at the seat, we look at the handle and the handle configuration. Right? We mentioned 3 type of handle for the gate valve. Right? You have the rising stem and the hand wheel, and you have the non-rising stem and hand wheel. Right? Mention the rising stem and hand wheel for the globe valve. Right? We spoke about the needle valve, how it make up in one piece with the stem, and mind you, the needle valve and the plug valve, some of the configuration make up in one piece, meaning that the disc and the stem is one connection. Right? We spoke about the stop check valve, right? Which kind of combines a globe valve and a check valve. So if a question should arise, which valve combine both globe and check is known as a stop check valve, right? So I hope I came through clear this afternoon. I hope by tomorrow we straighten out any little technical difficulties. I find since weekend I get little technical difficulties, but I hope we can get on early and probably straighten out everything.
Yeah.
So any questions from anyone? Crystal, you good?
Yeah, cool.
Sodia, you good?
Exodia.
Akiba, you alright? You clear?
Yeah.
Man, I hear you loud and clear. Yeah, I did.
You understand everything that was taught, or most of it?
Yeah, so far, well, remember, I just come across valve and thing. I used to see plenty valves, so.
Right.
That's some ideas.
Okay. Alright. Move, you got any questions at all?
Kiss me.
Nah, good.
Smoke sudden KFC.
You hungry?
Yeah, boy, I'm hungry, right?
And what about Muslim? Muslim, you alright?
Yeah.
Andreas?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I good. I understand everything.
Right. Kofi, you alright? Kofi? She gone?
Coffee, the juice drinking.
Well, gentle people. I'll see you all tomorrow, please God. And we'll start a look at objective number 6. Now, mind you, we're really going up to objective 7. Because if you look at from 8, is really practical you're supposed to be looking at. What I'll try to do, so prepare from about, say, Wednesday. Hey, and I have keys I put all in groups as yet.
What's saying, you will get most of the videos or all them videos on YouTube.
Yeah, you get most or all on YouTube. Right? So you could always look up the different operation at the valves. Right? So these are supposed to put all in groups. Right? And you're all supposed to come together and do a little presentation.
Mr. Kado, yeah, Andres here. About those presentations, right? So how? I mean, if she put in group, so everybody, so let me say if me and Tiba in a group, right? Like he will do some of his stuff separate. I'll do some of my stuff separate, and then we communicate and put it into one. Then.
All right. So you could do it that way, or say for instance, one person source everything.
Right.
But when all you're presenting, even though one person source everything, when all you're presenting as a team.
All right.
Where you know this thing now come up for me to show the videos and them, boy.
Run it then, run it. I say run it.
Yeah, but watch me. How I would do it is that, okay, somebody, say 3 in a group. Now, even though somebody a little shy to present, right? So somebody might present a main thing on the valve, somebody do an introduction. So the shy person do the introduction. So then our group, we are presenting on globe valve. The group comprises me, Andy Cador, Andreas, and Atiba, right? And you give a little thing. The next person now will come up, say his globe valve. Just talk about the globe valve. The globe valve is designed, the main function of the globe valve is for throttling application. There are different ways that they are categorized as globe valve. You could use the stem, you could use this, and you give a little thing on it.
All right.
And then now, the person, somebody could come and more or less give a closing remarks if so, right?
All right. But
you could have like an introduction, or somebody, even though you say in the introduction, you could say, all right, we'll be talking about 2 ways that we could categorize the globe valve. Even though you say that in the introduction, one could talk about categorizing it by the stem, and the next one could talk about categorizing it by the disc, and the presentation done. You understand?
All right.
It's at 10 minutes for the most, the presentation, isn't it?
Oh.
It's not a long thing.
All right.
Right?
But
even though you get the diaphragm valve, remember we mentioned 2 types of diaphragm valve, right?
Yeah, but what I really want to ask, right, is that when you make this presentation, how we present it through this Microsoft chat, or we
through the Microsoft, through the chat. And the person marking you through the chat too, and might make a comment on it. Based on your presentation. Talk to me.
Yeah, because I know to make the presentation on PowerPoint, but I mean I never present. You can tell Kiza or Mr. Solomon to send me like a little step-by-step information as to how to use the Microsoft to present stuff now, because I a beginner.
What's going on there? What's going on?
Talking, that's how you're talking there by your cousin, Mike.
That's
It's
how
the
you're
same way you're
talking.
presenting gonna be.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you're talking there, it's the same thing.
Right. But when you had to do the presentation, for we to see what you presenting, we have to give you access to it then.
All right, and
So we will send control. We will give you control.
Right.
Which you will be able to operate your slide.
Oh, okay. Okay. I understand. I understand
Ricardo,
this.
we could
Right.
send the
So
file
you're
and
going
things
on
to
with
either
that.
you or Kiza or Solomon, and only put it up and just say, well, go to the next slide.
Well, listen, guys, don't worry about that too much. On the day of the presentation, what we'll do will be for the presentation, everybody will have to submit, the groups will have to submit their presentation. Myself, Okada, will put up the presentation. So everybody will be able to see the presentation, and all you have to say is next slide. So you'll see it as well too. So you just have to say next slide, and the person move the slide to the next slide.
So how soon will you know what group we in?
Tonight I'll give Kiza the groups from tonight. So I
And,
just randomly put persons in groups of 4.
and you're giving us the
Criteria, yeah.
okay.
All right. Thanks. Thanks.
Any other question? Now the theory part supposed to lock off by Wednesday, right? Are you listening?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when on the lock off by Wednesday, prepare, say by Monday to do all the presentation. Right?
Alright, cool.
But here we're going on with it. Or they could always contact me, right? You could contact me so that we could see the presentation, we could guide you, right? I don't ignore you could contact me. So that I could see
Yeah, you.
and I could guide you. Right?
Alright, cool. Well, good night. Okay.
All right. Take care, man.
Yeah.
All right. So remember, all practice social distance. Stay safe. Stay home. And if you have to go out anyway, wear a mask.
You stay.
All right. Take care, man.
Yeah.
So, you there?